can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
What we gonna eat no money, what we at you, eat no at you. COVID money, miss away in the little rat you. Use the youth, the money, waste my must have statue. Say me like a catch you, but we got in a figure you. Take the script of money, girl, and say that it's not you. One day the man above me up in my gut up. Too much it in the kitchen, some a fly well like a pat too. My singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me.
300% raise.
It burn me.
Garbage pile of it.
It burn me.
Give the teacher them raise.
It burn me.
I see corruption peace.
It burn me.
Mash down the people them house.
It burn me.
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me.
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me.
And them a sell out with each.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
Come me say big up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The already promises, none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth, them rap and they down in our fever. Member bold money and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell, go mash up people start and thief when them sell.
It burn me.
Or they treat the market man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the cat man.
It burn me.
Or they treat the peanut man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the dirt man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the sun man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat policeman.
It burn me.
Or them a treat soldier man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat everyone.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again.
Stevie dim day. We in Global TV says certain kind of friend we no keep. And some informer friend we love like. We in Global, bona fake friend and bona thief. We in Global, we not promote them, we not support them. Look at them on the cheek, come here represent for. We in Global TV. Check it.
Good evening and welcome to Global Television. Thank you for joining the People's Point of View. This evening program is Criminals at the Crime Scene. Is Jamaica experiencing a problem with J is the question we're asking tonight. The JLP, the JDF, the JCF, JPS. Is Jamaica facing a J problem, or is Jamaica the problem itself? Is the question we're asking. And tonight, we hope to explore for you the crooked, twisted PR mindset of this, or Prime Minister Andrew Holness. We will be exploring the Clarendon massacre, but from a very controversial lens tonight. I hope you stick with the program, like and share the program, because we are going to look at the Cherry Lane massacre from a controversial point of view. To my community of parity and all my family members, good evening. Platform moderators, membership holders, viewers and subscribers, commenters and trolls, good evening. To the Maroon communities across Jamaica, particularly to their compound, good evening. Like and share the live and call everybody from their compound, from the Maroon communities. We are going to compare and contrast tonight. So, wanna stick with me, like and share the live, please. Make sure you like and share the live. We're going to explore Andrew tonight. Natalia Freeman. Debbie Jervis TV. Sandra Ellis, Sunshine, Clean Allen, Marcel Thomas, Marcia B. Rowe, Real Sweet, Marlene W., Sheena Kelly, Rose, Errol Brown, Violet Watson, Annie Jones, Millicent Jones, Don Fox, Sharon Peart. Good evening, all, and welcome. Thank you for joining us. Where do I start first? Let me run through a few things before I get to the meat of the matter. Before I get to the meat of the matter, the family of 17-year-old Kara Ingram, who has had a large tissue tumor growing on her neck for more than half her life, has been struggling to scrape the funds together to have the mass removed. But despite a GoFundMe account being established to seek donation to assist her in paying for the digital subtraction and angiography, I think, or something like that, the funds have been slow in coming. The purpose of me bringing this attention to the platform, you can screenshot the information on screen, and if you wish to help, you can do so. So for that purpose, you can screenshot the information on the screen. But I do think, and I've said it before, Jamaica need to have a national health fund. And that national health fund would be to assist people who are in these predicaments, as well as people who have to go overseas for some medical treatment and surgery that our state, Gloria Morris, cannot provide. But do they listen? I don't know. But I think you should be speaking to your MPs and councillor from a policy perspective about a national health fund to assist Jamaicans in dire strait who needs expensive medical treatment. I think we say we're first world and superpower and all of the show and sing and whatever. So we should be going to the policy direction, the first world policy direction. Because of this, so Andrew and his friend them in the foreign papers. Robo. Philip Paulwell. Hey. Philip Paulwell. Philip Paulwell. We're not hungry. We don't assent to Elizabeth, not hungry. We're interested in electricity. 1 month and add Philip Paulwell. And you're going to send to Elizabeth to provide people, to provide some relief for people who are impacted by the passage of Hurricane Beryl. So we know someone who said that Philip Powell a food when I talk about the little voting by the little vote buying food. Because we see the Labour them do it, but the Labour them have them operative in the community. We tell them that it's a PMP yard. Not Tapia, so yes, it is actually going on in my community. So is it the same thing with the Labour right them? The same thing as for the Labour right them behave in my community. Labour right delegates, I drive around with them and I tell them, say, this is a Labour right yard or this is a PMP yard. So all the little relief, I play politics with which we know say. I saw politics play. Call Juliet Cockburn Finn. We call the word politics. We're coming up to you, my dear. Call it. Call Miss Cockburn Finn. So you finally wake up out of your sleep, Philip Palwell, and you hear the people are saying to Elizabeth need help. You don't think hungry kill be long time, Mr. Palwell? You don't think we're dead for hungry long time? You just wake up and find out so we need assistance down there? While Mark Golden still a walk and post about all 62 era thing when it matter. And we pass on done. And we only celebrate nothing and achieving nothing. Mark Golden still a talk about the docility of independence. I don't know what that means, Mark Golden. One can't go and talk. Me have my hand in my ears, I say la 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 la. Michelle Turn. On a single call people, no. I want to lay out Andrew to you tonight. I want to lay out Andrew wholeness to you. So no call crowd. But tell Philip Palwell, we're not interested in dry goods. Him 2 tin mackerel, 1 sausage like the labor right them, and 2 pound of rice, and 1 bread and 2 biscuit. And then Dana Morris Dixon, what can talk is the same thing where them a give out can feed a family of 4 for 4 days. Oh, you wicked so woman, 2 tin mackerel? 2 tin mackerel and 1 bully beef and few sausage for 4 days? Come on, Dana Morris Dixon. Come on, Dana Morris Dixon. Claudette, how are you? Pamela Okola. Come on. Karen Jones. Colleen Rather. Come on. 4. Family of 4 for 4 days. One can take liberty with we. And nobody know what going on. There's another hurricane swirling around, but this time, our name, Emesto or whatever her name, or Ernesto. I think Ernesto. Now look like he really a threat to Jamaica. I've been a Sarkodie shell to read how no do. But something a twirl around in how they call it, the Leeward Island. I understand the geography of Leeward and Windward. And them something there, you know. Down at Demby. Because Demby are one of the places I want to use and tell lie, you know. Rainforest Caribbean and the National Commercial Bank. I don't know, so the Rainforest Caribbean, I know the thieving one, they will mash up the fish industry and take over the whole thing and sell with tough fish. Rainforest Caribbean and the National Commercial Bank Foundation have jointly donated 10 million to Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining to aid the post-hurricane recovery of the fisheries sector. The check was presented at the 78th staging of Denver Agriculture. You know the regular PR going in. The issue though, how well will that be distributed? How well and how expedient will that be distributed to the fishery communities across Jamaica without the government and them friend them meddling in it and take out what they want take out and thief what they want thief? When you know said that 10 million we donate from Rainforest and NCB, that can't even plunge the devastation in a southwest St. Elizabeth, where you know so St. Elizabeth is the breadbasket of Jamaica. So when you know so no government, Michelle Lewis Wilson don't have much good intention, and me assure you later on in the program how this government, how much amount this prime minister have. How much amount them ya lie there. Them ya lie there. JPS say more than 350 customers are benefiting from Hurricane Beryl bill discount, a relief initiative which was introduced following the passage of Beryl on the 3rd. The Jamaica Public Service Hurricane Beryl bill discount, which is the biggest JPS relief initiative since Beryl, include a 20% discount on the bill of post-burial residents who have used 150 kilowatt hours of electricity or less for the month. Don't ask me what that means. I don't know a number blind me. But you should have shame for attacking JPS. If you want we clap for you have to go clap for yourself. Because 20% discount, they shouldn't be paying any bill for a service you're not providing. Brenda, how you do? Which they shouldn't be paying any bill at all, JPS, for a service that you're not and cannot provide. The death and danger and risk to life that you still have lying across the country. So if you want we clap for you, you start clap for yourself. It's better when you cheer for yourself. If you think this is something that one should cheer about. But more this JPS debacle goes on. Carl Gillette, Cat Burnford, and Horace Chang and the hungry, depressed police them. The more this burial debacle ruffle on, we realize that nobody have any power or control over JPS. Law to me own, law to myself. That's how JPS operate. Nobody can discipline them. Nobody can threaten them. Nobody can call them and hold them to account or anything. Young something there first. Or the young liar them, the young PNP them. Me never kill the young liar them. I mean think me and kill the young liar them. You know, come the young hypocrite PNP them. Because I know the young Jamaica, they are the youth arm of the PNP. But me hear the hypocrite them. Now that the OUR deadline passed, me soon come out and talk about JPS for do this and that for back to school. You never see and them for prioritize St. Elizabeth and Clarendon. And now you just realize that the worst hit area need prioritization. And so backward this whole government and this party be, that it take on 5 weeks to see what should have been prioritized. We don't see where we're going. Hey. Juliet Cockburn Flynn. 2 policemen are under investigation for alleged beating a woman with a stool. George Wright, Labour Right Police them again. And choking her during an altercation at a bar in Hanover on Saturday. Reportedly over the price of beverage. Hungry police who can't afford lunch a fight over liquor price. The woman claimed too that when she went to the Sandy Bay police station to file a complaint, me will tell you why I laugh. She was beaten a second time by one of the cops and chased out of the compound. This is a disgraceful behavior from police. Don't forget, say, for Black River police, them, you know, did stop one woman pan road, take away her credit card or bank card and force her to draw money, give them, rape her, and all sort of things. Yes, Black River Police did that. The reason why I laugh is how this woman unlucky. If two police beat her at the bar, she turn up at the police station and police beat her again. But that is disgracefully criminal. And I hope these two police are get drawn up and face the full wrath of justice, if that's what the evidence suggests. Juliet Cuthbertson and the hungry police, them. Good evening, Miss Flynn. We are speaking to you from over this side of Jamaica. We are hoping, though, Miss Flynn, that from over this side of Jamaica, you all over there can hear us. Because we march up to Andrew Wellness, you know. We are marching up to the Prime Minister. You would have seen yesterday in one of the video, let me see, where Luton Cousins spoke about what he saw when he went to Clarendon in Cherry Tree Lane with regards to the recent evidence. Juliet Cuthbertson take offense to that, as you can see on screen. She's disappointed by false suggestion by Luton Cousin that state agencies and security forces have not provided immediate support to the people of the Cherry Tree Lane constituents.
With gangs
fast forward to
in
Mr.
Mount Salem, support will be made available. They then went back in when you the units of the JCF
I think this is
corporation of the JCF directive to the JCF has.
However, that is the wrong video for that purpose. But Juliet Cuthbertson Flynn is alluding that they're playing politics. And that was what robbed me, Miss Flynn. And I'm going to take you a bit back, Cuthbertson Flynn. Luton Cousins is playing politics with what happened in Cherry Tree Lane. But let's go back to Cocoa Peace. Let's go back to Cocoa Peace, Miss Cuthbertson Flynn. Wasn't the same way how on a take the Russian Barnett situation and politicize the Clarendon, the Cocoa Peace massacre? Remember how you all took the funeral from the family? Remember on the day of the funeral, the campaign message the Prime Minister delivered at the funeral. Remember, sick old Babsy removed Ellie from beside the mourning mother and grandmother because Ellie Lewis wasn't at the status to sit on a front row or family seat. Playing politics. Playing politics, Miss Cuthbertson, is what the Labour Party thrive on. Because it's particularly what this Prime Minister is doing at the moment. When him got Clarendon with the grandiose brouhaha, and Luton Cousins is saying, Miss Cuthbertson, that when he got into the community, there was no security presence within the community for such an incident that just has taken place, Miss Thin, playing politics. This is not PR. Hey, not PR. Would you say that to Andrew Holness? Would you be able to say to Andrew Holness the PR argument? You don't think Andrew Holness is playing PR? All of a sudden, as soon as this incident happened, Andrew know where all of the criminals are: overseas, behind bars, in communities, propsana, pana, all of that. Him know where all of them there. Was there intelligence on the crime then, Prime Minister? If so quickly, Cousin Murder, so quickly, Prime Minister, you know all of the culprit them, where they in there right now, where they come from. You know so much, so quick, Prime Minister. How you know so much, so quick? Oh, you manage to round up poor people pick this so quick. Remember, I said it's going to be controversial. Just stay with it. Hey, go shut up. How you manage to round up poor people picnic so quick, Prime Minister? Let's talk about the $12 billion drugs bust. Is it, or is there, Prime Minister, a coincidence? That's when we have this big ton of drugs bust. We always have a nasty murder that distracts us from the information of the drugs bust, Prime Minister. We want to know about the drugs bust too. Just like how over 50 side of Jamaica, we find the pick of them where do the shooting. We want over Funa side of Jamaica, Prime Minister, over Havendale, over the so. Yes, we want to know who the drug dealers are over Havendale, because I don't know the criminal them over Clarendon, foreign and in prison. You can't know about one, Prime Minister, and don't know about the other. Is this a state massacre, Prime Minister, in order to cover up a multi-billion-dollar drugs bust? When I make a statement, I'm asking a question. Is this a massacre ordered by the government to distract us from the multi-million-dollar drug bust? Prime Minister, we don't trust you. Prime Minister, we not trust you. Prime Minister, we not trust you. Declare we asset make we trust you. Top thief I make we trust you. Top teller I make we trust you. Prime Minister, we not trust you. Election sacrifice, Pamela Akola is alluding. What a bang around. But there's a huge distraction being thrown at you. And I'm here tonight to say, don't look there so. Look over there so. Over there so. It's where it's really going on. Don't mind the criminals at the crime scene. Oh no. Remember the criminals at the crime scene when Kevin Simmet performed that massacre ordered by Dr. Chang in Montego Bay. Kev, Dr. Chang never ordered a massacre. The whole Dr. Chang reached by a crime scene so quick. Una love blood. Una love blood. Una labor rights love blood. The sacrifice them on are going with in the country. on a love blood. And then I can talk about playing politics. So how we can't say who get arrested for Avondale, or we can't see your security forces them pointing guns at Avondale. Prime Minister, come here. You read, move, Juliet, move. We're kind of done with it, so now you can't step side, we are behind the Prime Minister and the Minister of Crime Production, Horace Chang. The Minister of Crime Production, Horace Chang. Lutheran Cousins says when he went into the area, an area that the government has just declared, an area that a massacre has just been committed, the government declared the massacre as an act of terror. Lutheran Cousins is saying when he got there, there was no police presence. And Miss Cockburn-Finn is playing politics. Is Andrew Holness not playing politics? Hey, Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness could have used millions. We're talking about your resources now. Your resources, where the Jamaica government can't even pay police to do them work. Them uniform tight and burn out, and them still affair wear it. Rain a fall inside a police station. No, not outside. We're talking about inside police station. Rain a fall. But when your government, Andrew Holness, wants to steal, and we're going to get there, Prime Minister, your government can use millions of dollars, and tons of man and logistical resources to steal. This government doesn't show the same willpower, though, to police Cherokee Lane. That a massacre has just been committed in. That massacre, the Prime Minister declared an act of terror. But that same Prime Minister, weeks ago, we saw with our eyes send a tirade of security apparatus into their compound, into Quick Step. Figure thief. Look at the manpower. I'm going to show you the manpower that this government sent into Quick Step. Over 200 security personnel, JCF and JDF, forestry department workers, and all sorts of apparatus, because the government wants to steal. The government could take your resources to perform and carry out an onslaught and stealing within protected sovereign territory. Those people within those sovereign territory, though they may not pay land tax, pays GCT to your government. That same money was used in its millions to carry out an onslaught on the community just to steal. Look at the manpower and the state power that this Prime Minister uses when it's benefiting politics. Juliet Cockburn Flynn. Hey. No, not that one yet. No, not you neither. Syria now. Look at the manpower, the logistics that this government can send into Quick Step, because this government wants to steal lumber. This Prime Minister wants to steal lumber, high-end mahogany wood, so his wife $800 million apartment can benefit with high-end finishes. Look at the manpower. There was not that manpower in an area where a massacre has just taken place, and the government has declared it as an act of terror. Now, said this government play a game with it. Government would declare an assault and gang leaders while Harris Strong was standing next to him. Shut up. Uno now look Jamaica. Jamaica, uno now look. Look how much soldier and police, Horace Chang, Andrew Holness, and Juliet Cockburn Flynn could have mustered up at the snap of her finger for send into quick step because they want thief. But now in an era where the Prime Minister has declared massacre, a politician go in there for the other persuasion and say, them not see adequate or no security force given the incident that has just taken place. Juliet Cockburn Finn said, it's politics. Hey. Let us listen. We're going to listen to the Prime Minister speaking from out of one of his mouth. Bear in mind, out of one of the Prime Minister's mouth. We're going to listen to what comes out of one of his mouth. Then we'll continue the conversation.
Is what determines how we act and behave.
What is coming out of the Prime Minister's mouth now was when Ferron Williams was the chief of their compound, when Ferron Williams was in the pocket of the crooked JLP politician. Listen to that mouth at the moment. No. You hold on. I could listen to this mouth.
Even without thinking about it. So I'll give you a little example. Within this town, you may have about 2,000 to 3,000 people. But I looked at the murder statistics, and I don't see one murder in this town or in this area. In fact, the crime rate here is very, very, very low. And it is not just today, or last year, or the year before. This has been the case from ever since. And there's a reason for that. You hold on to a heritage. You know that your ancestors, your forefathers fought for your freedom, fought and earned the respect of their enemies, of people who would have otherwise enslaved them, to the point where your tenacity, your relentless pursuit of your freedom led to the signing of a peace treaty 281 years ago. It means something to each and every one of you who claim the Maroon heritage. And so you are not about to allow that heritage to be disrespected by violence, by killing one another. You have used that heritage to live together under a particular system of governance, which demonstrates respect for your chief, respect for your elders, respect for the culture
And that has kept you apart from the chaos and violence that may exist in other parts of the country. Culture is not just something that we come and dance around. Culture is liberty. How we use our past experience to determine the quality of life that we lead today. So, I will come back here again and again and again to take the heat of the setting sun, because you are people who have preserved the culture and have used it to live in peace and harmony with each other. You are a lesson to the rest of Jamaica.
You did not hear the Prime Minister. You did not hear the Prime Minister because most of you are irritated when the serpents speak. So you turn to stick your fingers in your ears. You turn to switch off. You turn to go to something else. You turn to say la, 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 la. Hey, hey. Leon, you're that class. I don't like to call over your class now, nothing but Leon, you learn. Hey. Whoa. Which of the mouth did the Prime Minister just speak out of? I'm going to allow the Prime Minister to speak out of much more of his mouth tonight, because Jamaica people have to stop follow the wording and the acting and the playing. The Prime Minister is going to speak out of many of his mouth, a few of his mouth tonight, because we don't say enough. We know when it comes to mouth, Prime Minister no short mouth. I'm going to explain to you, because I know you never listen to the Prime Minister before we move on to one of the other Prime Minister mouth. Crime. The Prime Minister, when he was in bed with Ferron Williams, knew how to solve crime. He knew of a prototype, Prime Minister, that culture, Prime Minister. How then, if this Prime Minister realized how important culture is, how then on the Prime Minister's political campaign, hey, the Adventist boy brand himself the bro god, idolized the whole cartel image that was swirling around at the time, aligned to dancehall music and the image of Clarks and those behind the promotion of Clarks. Culture, Prime Minister. So then this Prime Minister has just explained to us, if we never hear it before and we just explain it, that I know how to direct the people of Jamaica into criminal association because influence matters. You know how the Prime Minister a leader on sound dizzy? On sound dizzy, you know, because so them swirling around. So them swirling around, and so them go no rum and boom for drink. Liebert Peart, Wagwan, Patricia Matthews, Errol Brown, Pamela Akola, Brenda Ronald B, Tony Tall, swirling around with nice, pretty words is what the government continues to do. So the Prime Minister knows how important it is, how important culture is. But this same Prime Minister hug up and love up what escalate crime, the negative influences of our country, is what the Prime Minister hug up and love up to get to where he got to, the social climbing Prime Minister. But that social climbing Prime Minister knows there's a prototype in the Maroon community that can solve or minimize our crime issue. Deb, how are you? But the Prime Minister has not sought to develop a policy that would model what he just spoke to you about. The Prime Minister instead idolized violence, idolize bad influence. Yes, that's what your Prime Minister idolized to get to where he wanted to. That was out of one of your Prime Minister mouth. But this Prime Minister, that same community that the Prime Minister is telling you, they barely have crime up there. That Prime Minister could muster over 20 vehicles with hundreds of law enforcement to go into the community to steal. That community, which is so law-abiding, but a community that a massacre has just been committed in. The Prime Minister and nobody for send there, and the Prime Minister don't want to talk about it. But let's go over to another of the Prime Minister's mouth.
The cockpit country was where the Maroons live. And it is where the British could not go. It is where the British were defeated in battle and had to see the cockpit country and walk around it, creating what is historically called a ring road around the cockpit country. And in fact, the Maroons were able, one of the probably only peoples who have defeated the British within this area and had a peace treaty. They were literally an independent state within Jamaica during the time of slavery.
So that again was out of another of Andrew Holness's mouth. But more mouth come. Of course, Prime Minister don't shut a mouth. The Prime Minister have apparatus after apparatus. Look at the logistic and manpower your Prime Minister sent into their compound, into Quick Step. Look at the manpower. This manpower, the policing for this day, cost you, the taxpayer, over $3 million just for policing, just for paying those staff, those police officers and soldiers that were on duty in Quick Step for that time. Millions of your taxpayers' money was put into the oppression and the suppression of an indigenous, peaceful, law-abiding community. But when the gunman them were Horace Chang and Babs Grange and Andrew Holness and Bruce Golding and all of them unleashed power in Jamaica, there is no, the police them don't own no vehicle. Jamaica, when last on call police and police a vehicle to come attend to you, on now wake up, may I drink the coffee and on there and I smell it. Your taxpayers' money is being used to carry out an onslaught on you. This money, your money, millions, your Prime Minister pay to carry out this onslaught on a peaceful community, all just to get to steal. And here is a terror incident, a massacre, and the government don't have adequate security force, but the government is declaring an onslaught on gangs when the biggest gang leader standing next to the prime minister. Jamaica is in such a precarious position. The leader of the opposition is a criminal. Not the lead, sorry, Mr. Gold, sorry, leader of the opposition, sorry. The deputy prime minister is a criminal. A gang-aligned gun smuggling minister is your deputy prime minister. Your deputy prime minister with upon WikiLeaks. Your deputy prime minister with upon America, Canada, and Britain watch list for crooked politicians involving in guns and drugs. If Andrew Jack dead tomorrow, that criminal Horace Chang is your prime minister. Hey, Jamaica. That gang leader, that illegal gun smuggler, Dr. Chang, if Andrew Jack dead tomorrow, will be your prime minister. And this is the manpower that your government can use in a peaceful community when they want to go steal high-end lumber. But a massacre has been declared in Cherokee Lane. And your government don't have the resources that they send into their compound. Is your government not playing a game with you? Has your government got any interest in really fighting crime? Are you not being fooled and bamboozled and being PR'd? Are you not being distracted because they don't want with the ask and talk about the $12 billion drugs bust? They want us to be shift. And me focus on everything, sir. Sir, me not have tunnel vision. Sir, me don't have one brain. Yes, I know that there's a massacre in Clarendon. But I want to know which one I want to set it up. Which one on the gun is involved, Prime Minister? Because as soon as the massacre happened, you know all of the criminals, them, they from Pan Street to overseas and in a jail. So what else do you think I would be asking, Prime Minister? What did you all knew before the crime? Did you have an intelligence and the crime and allow it to happen? Is a question. See how quick you declare terror. And you don't have the apparatus, logistic, and manpower to deal with terror, because that's what Lieutenant Cousins was complaining about. There was no security presence in a community that a massacre has just been committed in Outer Wana Andrew Mouth. Let's listen to another mouth of Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness have mouth, you know. Andrew Holness have mouth. And I don't know if you know follow the different mouth them of Andrew Holness that I've been playing. But let's listen to another of Andrew Holness's mouth.
Did they go?
No, we not got them out there first. He wanted them out, yeah.
In our 60th year, in our created institutions to act in protection of our environment while promoting sustainable development, NEPA and the NRCA. This administration has protected the cockpit country. I was in Black River announcing that the Black River morass is now a protected area. And I indicated that very soon, possibly after the celebrations when Cabinet resumes, the Cabinet will give approval for the protection of the Pedro Banks as another protected area. This would mean that we are probably now very close to 25% of Jamaica being protected. This administration, in our 60th year, is showing that we must be serious about protecting our environment. It is important to state that we have created institutions to act in protection of our environment while promoting sustainable development, NEPA and the NRCA.
Was it not the same Andrew Holness that violated NEPA advice? And ever Andrew Holness, when NEPA tells them mining nothing go on in a certain area of the Catpick country because of the type of plants and vegetation in them area there. I remember that story there. Was it not the same Pinocchio? Was it not the same one? That is another Andrew Hole. You think we're done with mouth yet? We have more mouth. We couldn't go no mouth after mouth after mouth tonight because this is your Prime Minister. I'm out pan him. But let's listen to another mouth from Andrew Holness.
Legal advice on its decision to disengage with so-called Holness. Did the government seek legal advice on its decision to disengage with so-called sovereign Maroons? And would the government not be derelict in refusing to finance projects in any such territories? And a companion question is whether the government finds it embarrassing that it seems that different arms of the state, that's the police and ODPEM, as we found out, gave approval to the hosting of the Maroon celebrations.
Your question is based on a very dangerous premise. And I said earlier that there are some threats that the average citizen looking on might think it is innocuous, it is popular, and take a liking to it. Because the discussions that are held in places that should know better does not highlight the threat. Jamaica is a unitary, sovereign state. There is no other sovereign authority in Jamaica other than the government of Jamaica. I want that to be absolutely clear. None. And under my leadership, not 1 inch of Jamaica will come under any other sovereign authority. What you are asking would be another for the government of Jamaica to fund, take taxpayers' money and grant funds to fund another government. This is not a government saying they are a local government, a parish council government, which is under our constitution. Are you crazy? Really? Do you know what you're asking? This is the stuff of how guerrilla wars come and states break down. Wake up, Jamaica. Don't court foolishness and problems. Wake up. People have died as a result. And you expect me to stand here as Prime Minister and fund activities that could lead to the breakdown of our state? Never. Thank you.
Wake up, Jamaica. It is time to stand against a corrupt dictator. Wake up, Jamaica. If nothing I explain to you or show you tonight, don't show yourself a time for we wake up, because danger surround with Jamaica don't understand the danger that this government is leading us into. But let's listen to the lies from the old sick woman.
Government, in consultation with the Maroon community, secured inscription of the Maroon heritage of Moortown to the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage List. The Blue and John Crow Mountains, home to trails, burial grounds, sites of memory, and ritual spaces of the Maroons, were declared a World Heritage Site in 2015. All culture agencies of the government of Jamaica maintain strong relationships with the Maroon and Rastafarian communities, both of which are indigenous cultures. More recently, members of the society who identified themselves as Taíno were engaged primarily through the Jamaica National Heritage Trust, which through historical and archaeological research continues to unearth, preserve, protect, and promote our heritage. The Trust has established and promoted Taíno Day throughout Jamaica on an annual basis to assist with their festivals and development initiatives. This year, we honored 2 outstanding members of the Maroon community with national honors. They join others before them who have been so recognized, including our only national heroine, Queen Nanny of the Maroons. The government, in consultation with the Maroon community, secured inscription of the Maroon heritage of Moortown to the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage List. The Blue and John Crow Mountains, home to trails, burial grounds, sites of memory, and ritual spaces of the Maroons, were declared a World Heritage Site in 2015. All culture agencies of the government of Jamaica maintain strong relationships with the Maroon and Rastafarian communities, both of which are indigenous cultures.
You know what, me play again, because I have a way of not hearing these wicked liar people. Me play again. Why the amount of mouth?
Compound Town to assist with their festivals and development initiatives. This year, we honored 2 outstanding members of the Maroon community with national honors. They join others before them who have been so recognized, including our only national heroine, Queen Nanny of the Maroons. The government, in consultation with the Maroon community, secured inscription of the Maroon heritage of Moortown to the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage List. The Blue and John Crow Mountains, home to trails, burial grounds, sites of memory, and ritual spaces of the Maroons, were declared a World Heritage Site in 2015. All culture agencies of the government of Jamaica maintain strong relationships with the Maroon and Rastafarian communities, both of which are indigenous cultures.
No, me go play back Andrew Holness again because me not think you understand the context of what Babsy say. Holness denunciation and the feeding chain where them take off for the Maroon there. Let me play back Holness. Me want done and go on about my business and come head tired, but on never hear.
Did the government seek legal advice on its decision to disengage with so-called sovereign Maroons? And would the government not be derelict in refusing to finance projects in any such territories? And a companion question is whether the government finds it embarrassing that it seems that different arms of the state, that's the police and ODPEM, as we found out,
Errol, may I push enough to wake up? May I push enough to wake up, Errol?
Approval to the hosting of the Maroon celebrations.
Your question is based on a very dangerous premise. And I said earlier that there are some threats.
Errol, we need to wake up.
Average citizen looking on might think it is innocuous, it is popular, and take a liking to it, because the discussions that are held in places that should know better does not highlight the threat. Jamaica is a unitary, sovereign state. There is no other sovereign authority in Jamaica other than the government of Jamaica. I want that to be absolutely clear. None. And under my leadership, not 1 inch of Jamaica will come under any other sovereign authority. What you are asking would be another for the government of Jamaica to fund, take taxpayers' money and grant funds to fund another government. This is not a government saying they are a local government, a parish council government, which is under our constitution. Are you crazy? Really? Do you know what you're asking? This is the stuff of how guerrilla wars come and states break down. Wake up, Jamaica. Don't court foolishness and problems. Wake up. People have died as a result. And you expect me to stand here as Prime Minister and fund activities that could lead to the breakdown of our state? Never. Thank you.
Assist with their festivals and development initiatives. This year, we honored 2 outstanding members of the Maroon community with national honors. They join others before them who have been so recognized, including our only national heroine, Queen Nanny of the Maroons. The government, in consultation with the Maroon community, secured inscription of the Maroon heritage of Moortown to the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage List. The Blue and John Crow Mountains, home to trails, burial grounds, sites of memory, and ritual spaces of the Maroons, were declared a World Heritage Site in 2015. All culture agencies of the government of Jamaica maintain strong relationships with the Maroon and Rastafarian communities, both of which are indigenous cultures.
Jamaica people, me don't know what we're going to do if we wake up fast enough. The danger is so close. It is so alarming, the easy jerk world, what going, bro. But more and more our people are sleeping. And the land, and the Russian, they may want to forgive, the Chinese, they may take money from. And that's why I can't look land, mining land for the Chinese, because the Chinese, they want fertile lands. But Jamaica, we have to wake up. We have to stand against this government. This government must be moved by force or by fire. This government must be removed by force or by fire. I don't know Babs done speak and teach, never mind she. You know the man done. If I no dance, Babs don't understand nothing about that. If I no dance. So we don't bother too much about the sick. We don't talk about the sick old man. We don't come like I'm a gold in there now. Why we not troubling the sick old woman? Make the sick old woman stand pan in bed, war with Mark Golden. All right? If we don't wake up Jamaica, if we don't remove this government by force or fire, we are the only one who are going to lose. And when I say the only one, the 98% of those who were enslaved, the 98% of their orange economy, which most of you don't realize that the government, with everything that comes in its way, it uses that to suppress the orange economy or find a way to put tax on the orange economy that the Chinese aren't paying. Jamaica, we're not paying attention. You're all not focusing. Blunder is about to take place around UNO. The Americans and the Chinese is about to go at war over UNO. Oh no, they're not going to drop bombs over you. But how they play this game, Jamaica, they play it in a civil war or civil uprising, invocation. But you, the innocent Jamaicans, if not awoken, will be caught in the middle of it. They'll go as far as paying both of you, each side have their own to pay and arm to kill each other in a ploy to displace us and claim our lands. Wake up, Jamaica. This government has a genocidal agenda. Wake up, Jamaica. This government has a genocidal agenda. I want to thank you very much tonight for being here with us on the Global Television Group. Join us tomorrow morning, where we will continue to explore the chicanery, the bamboozleism, the corruption, and the crookedness of this, our Jamaican government. Thank you, and good night from Global TV.